Mickey Wright won the second of her 4 U.S. Women's Open Championships 60 years ago in 1959. She remains one of the most accomplished players in golf history, but for all of her victories and success, what she is most remembered for was that swing.
It's something that she took great delight in.
Her mechanics were outstanding.
Great rhythm and balance.
It's kind of like a ballet dancer.
The grace and power.
That ball just explodes off the club face.
Long, high, and it sounded like it was coming out of a rocket.
It was a joy to see her hit the ball so solidly.
Every shot was absolutely pure.
Ben Hogan said, Mickey Wright, greatest golf swing I ever saw, man or woman.
And if I just really thought about Mickey's golf swing and how much she was on playing with her shoulders from here to here, my life would have been a lot simpler on the golf tour.
"1964 was totally unexpected. I love the golf course, and I had a chance to play Prairie Dunes several years before and to really appreciate it and what it had to offer, because it had everything to offer. I wasn't playing as much golf as I had up until then. I never expected to win the amateur. I mean, I didn't go there with any expectations. You know, you get into it, a focus or a fog when you're out playing and competing, and particularly 36 holes in a day. And I just went shot by shot, I guess. I think it was maybe the only time that I played Joanne Gunderson. I didn't expect to beat her, but I played really well, and I putted very well. And I think that was a key. That was a key.
Winning the national championship is quite an accomplishment. The course rotates every year. It's just mentally and physically exhausting. But at the end, it's the greatest feeling to know that you've accomplished it. Someone says, what's your greatest accomplishment in golf? And I really have to say my 3 U.S. amateurs in a row, because you know how difficult match play is anyway. And then to win 18 consecutive matches, it's tough. 3 different golf courses, and anything can happen in match play. It just kind of got better each round. And I appreciated winning U.S. Amateur. It's a beautiful trophy and names on that with a lot of great players. But the older you get, which I am older, you appreciate how hard it was and what a great milestone it was.
As well as I've hit the ball probably in my entire career, tee to green. And then I started putting well. Every time I hit a good shot in, I seemed to hold the putt. And that, you know, that's the difference between a good week and a great week. It was a lovely walk up 18. Just one of those great things that I'll always have. You know, no one can ever be the first seniors US Open champion.
It's Laura Davies, the first ever U.S. Senior Women's Open champion, and she does it in style. 10-shot victory.
Just to be the first name is incredible, and I recommend it to anyone, because showing it to my sponsors and my friends and family back in England, everyone had such a thrill out of it, and I mean, it's a beautiful thing. It's very heavy, mind you. Could have taken a little bit of weight out of it. It's hard work for us old people lifting that. A memory like that will live me probably on my deathbed. I'll just have a little chuckle about that moment when that putt went in. It's a nice feeling.
During the morning 18, Kelly made shots like this at the 7th to lead 1-up.
1995, my first U.S. Amateur victory in Brookline at the Country Club. I remember the course playing really, really long, but the course, it fit my eye, and it's like there wasn't a hole or a shot that I ever had any qualms about.
She's taking it right at the hole. How about this play, Roger?
Right of the flag, it's a dandy shot, and she's really applied a lot of pressure with that. My goodness, I'm surprised.
That was, it was incredible. I had a great rapport with my caddy, and I was playing excellent golf, and I came out on top that week.
This Women's Amateur Championship wins the 95th.
Firethorn, it was a Pete Dye course. Felt really, really comfortable playing the railroad ties, dog legs. That's what I grew up on. I remember Marissa Baena. I competed with her, against her when I was at Texas. She was playing at Arizona. When I had the chance to play her one-on-one in the finals, I was really motivated because U of A beat Texas by 1 shot that year in the national championship.
So Kelly Keeney with the birdie on 7, the 25th hole, celebrates. Oh, what a player.
My mama gave me specific instructions. She said, that trophy needs to go back on that table. And I'm like, yes, ma'am, okay. I mean, that was my motivation. And
that trophy is gonna look awesome back in my house. I didn't feel like I got to see it enough.
I've been able to maintain that level of play for that long, and knowing that I was the one everyone was chasing, it gave me the opportunity to prove myself, and I was able to stand up to that. Winning back-to-back U.S. Amateurs is my crowning achievement.
The second win was more dramatic for me than the first one, just because I walked in fearlessly. First win, it's not that I wasn't fearless, but first win, you're working every shot and you're kind of contemplating whether you should do this or not. Should I hit the shot or should I do this? And you're fighting against the other player, and it's match play. You keep working at it, each shot, and then second one, I walked in with just, sky-high confidence, which is an amazing feeling.
That'll do it.
Winning it again gave me the ultimate amount of confidence saying like you could do this, and go pro and pull it off and just keep working hard and everything will fall into place. I didn't play for very long. Even at 2010, I only played, I was 17, 18, so I only played for like 6 years, maybe 5 years. Winning those two basically steered my career into being where I am here today. So it's the basis of my whole golf life, basically. I like to go back to how I was when I was 2010, 2011, back in those days when there was no worries. You're fearless, and I think that was the key to success. Going into 2012, playing the U.S. Juniors a couple weeks before that, I think helped because you get to see those players. In Cleveland, I was the #1 ranked player at that time, and I said, hey, I would really love to win the U.S. Women's Amateur, and that was just going in my head. For me to play these USGA events, get outside of my bubble and play in the States, I think that was the big thing.
Olivia Coe is the champion.
I never wanted something so much in golf, especially with my mom petting for me that week, and for her to be there at every moment and just to that last moment. Minjee Lee was there as soon as I finished, and I hugged her, and I remember I just started crying. It was just a lot of emotions, and I think it was one of the few times where I started crying from happiness.